improving that all the way to the 86, and then coming back over to Center. Yeah.
Well, yeah, making it right here and come around this way.
Basically, trucks would turn right, turn left,
Right.
and come back. Yeah.
Because I don't think it would be too good to come right in the town here.
Why not?
Well, it wouldn't be bad if Center Street was built as a state highway with the foundation instead of just a street, city street. Did your why not make, come into effect? But when the trucks are coming in on the surface streets and rolling up our streets and pushing the asphalt up and costing the city money, that's why not.
Is really that the only issue?
The city has put a lot of money into Center Street, and every time they grind off, and the city is liable for Center Street, and so they have to maintain it. And there's not that much money coming in to the city to maintain. And then money that they put on there is money that they're taking away from residential streets. And every time they grind off, it's not maybe 6 months or so, the asphalt is beginning to be pushed back up. And so there's your liability. Plus, we have a park here for small children. We have a daycare. And the pollution from trucks.
That's where I was coming from.
Yes, and the noise level. And already the noise level exceeds what the city has said it should.
I gave you
what
the
the
noise
state-
study.
And even the state level. So there is a lot of problems with the it's not just, and I really don't think that we get that much income from the trucks, our businesses as is, because we don't have places that much parking for trucks. Now,
We take our lunch with them anyway.
and they sleep. That's what they thought. The motel would do is rent. But the trucks now that can come on and shut off automatically, they sleep in their trucks.
Yeah, it's cooler.
They got
There's
microwaves
full
and
living
everything.
quarters. Yeah, they got big
They
old-
got
yeah,
microwaves
double
in there, refrigerators. They're a rolling motel.
And dancing girls and...
Yeah.
No, we're not supposed to talk about it.
But anyway, that's my concern.
In your study, did you take that into consideration, what you were talking about, how that road is all melted?
Yeah. I've actually, years ago, I think in 2001, the city of Holtville, this morning contracted out with the whole group to do a project study report or PSSR, and that was provided to us.
Yes, and that's the one I'm talking about. I read that, and it's a very thick thing. And that's where I got my noise level, my vibration, my the pollution, and all of that is in the book.
Right, we
Yeah.
have provided to.
Was the road that bad then, 7 years ago?
It's pretty bad.
Is it still the same?
Not as bad because we didn't have a stop sign.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a stop sign, these trucks will come through at 80 miles an hour.
Oh,
With our
yeah,
roadway.
stop signs are
But-
different.
And
But
then
the
wheels will
highway,
stop up
that's
there, I
right.
think.
But it was bad up where they have to stop, at
Up there
86.
at Center and 86.
Yeah.
So we had to slow them down through here because there's school children going across that major street.
Now, something else you ought to look at in your study is you think about this Westmoreland bypass, the Bogman Road concept, is that the trucks will function better if instead of making them come to a complete stop at Bogman, and then a 90-degree turn, and then accelerate for a half mile or so, and then come to a complete stop. If instead you acquired right-of-way below that, farther south, and created a curved road to intersect into 86, we wouldn't have the stopping and starting right here on the edge of town. It would be more efficient for the truckers, and it'd be more conducive to better city living on the south side of town.
I understand what you're talking about. If maybe we could get a better transition from Forrester to Bogman.
Right. A curved access.
Almost like a free right, if you will. But
Right.
but once you hit 86, that's where I'm getting a little.
Well, 80s, we already talked about that Monday. I was up at Caltrans Monday, and they're already having heartburn over that already. So that's in later discussion with council later on. But the idea is that when you put another road as it is, Baldwin Road, it's going to stay as it is, and you cannot geometrically change the road because Caltrans has a criteria that you have to maintain at least a 70-degree visual eyesight on the roadway. So to take it off and then to bring it back around would require almost 3,000 feet to start your turn back around. So it's a lot of money to take out, and plus you got to turn somebody's going to have to give up their farm field. You're talking about a truck, and a truck has to have storage, and it has to have room to turn.
Using the word give up, though, is inappropriate because,
Yeah.
and I realize that ever since the Supreme Court case back east, eminent domain is a bad word, but eminent domain under the laws of California actually provides a pretty darn good compensation and a lot of protection for the property owner. Because I've been involved with Highway 56, went through in San Diego, and some dryland farmers did very well through the eminent domain process. But you could acquire a proper right-of-way to create a proper roadway, rather than, as I say, having this come to a complete stop. Instead of tearing up the road here, they're tear up the road there, and then make them do the right turn and go right on the edge of town, accelerating again, coming to another complete stop. They only have to come to one complete stop right there at this bypass in 86. It's going to be more efficient for everybody, including the residents of Westmoreland.
Well, there are a lot of issues on the table. And when you put a road into Caltrans, I am telling you right now, unless you have your ducks in a row, they are not, and you're going to need a traffic signal. They are not on agreement with no traffic signal right there at all right now. Because you've got to prove demand to them, and it's just like, it's.
Caltrans is one of the worst bureaucracies we have.
Thank you.
They do what they please,
Thank you.
even though it's big.
You probably agree with it.
Huh?
Do you agree with that?
I have been working with Caltrans, and I have worked against Caltrans for the last 30 years of my life.
Yeah, so you know.
I would rather pull my teeth sometimes than to trying to get them to do something. Because what makes sense is not always there. I just got back from a meeting Monday, and I'm telling you right now, I fought hard for something for this city. And it was like pulling teeth, but I got what we needed to get, and I'm working aggressively with Caltrans on some issues. But I will say, Caltrans, when we talked about this corridor study, because I want to get back focused on this, we talked about this Forrester Road corridor study. They are in so much agreement in helping this city of Westmoreland that they know the problems that exist, and they want to see that study come through. They want to see the analysis so that they can walk through it properly. And the reason why they have an interest in this is because they are the guys that have the money.
Oh, yeah.
They're the ones that have the state transportation money. So we can talk about building roads from I-8 to the thing, but unless you convince them that it needs to be done, they're not going to spend any dollars on it.
Brittany, since the Bogman bypass was brought up, my issue is this. No,